Okay, stop paying cleaning coaches. Why am I saying this? I ran a cleaning business for 5 years, and I think the biggest thing that everybody does is they want to get to the top of the mountain rather than compounding, right? And so what you turn to is people that I would say are predatory, right? A lot of the information they're giving you is reverse engineerable, right? They're like every every time that you ask them a question, they're like, "Oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be awesome." But you're like, "What are you teaching me?" So I'll give you like a prime example. Like I went to somebody who's very prominent in the cleaning industry as a coach with systems and stuff like that. And they were like, it's going to be $10,000. And I was like, $10,000 for what? Like, are you going to like come in and run my business? Like $10,000, like, why am I paying you $10,000? Can you give me an example of some things that maybe you're going to tell me, right? And all I got was like, oh, it's going to be great. Like we have this community where people share wins and we'll teach you X, Y, and Z. And like halfway through the call, I was like, a lot of this stuff's reverse engineerable and certainly not worth $10,000. And that just continued on over 5 years. We had like another coaching session with a business owner on the West Coast, and we wanted to understand, okay, how do I get so many leads in a month where my business is exploding and, you know, I can hire 10 cleaners at once and X, Y, and Z. And essentially, like, we paid $500 and we were supposed to have somebody from Yelp come, like, they never showed up. And all of the questions that he answered were really just like common sense, like, here's a tutorial, right? Like, this is how you respond to somebody, like, respond quickly to an ad, like stuff that's like very basic that everything that you should already know. And so that's kind of like my advice to people is like, we're creating that with Lodem U, and I'll put a link in the bottom, is like, we want to give away as much value for free as possible, right? Like you don't need to pay $10,000 to launch your cleaning company. You don't need to pay $10,000 for systems. You don't need to pay $10,000 for somebody to tell you to start at the top of one side of the house and clean left to right, top to bottom, right? Like this is common sense stuff. Like we have our own community, right? Post in there for free, right? Hey, this is how I won. But what I don't want to see people do, especially new cleaning business owners, is be on the hook for 10 grand. That's ridiculous. And once you factor in supplies and advertising costs and paying yourself, you're going to look at that 10 grand as a mountain, right? Unless you have it set there aside. So my advice to anybody, like if you're starting a cleaning business, a lot of stuff is basic common sense. If you don't know where to start, we're putting out as many videos as possible, free of charge, on what I think that you should do to start, and also what I think you shouldn't do, right? Like, and also some hard truths. And one of the biggest hard truths that I would say is stay away from people that are like, I'm going to teach you how to scale your business in 30 days for X amount of money. They're not going to, because what they can't do is take care of the labor side of the house. Yeah, I mean, like, can you get X amount of bad leads? Sure, we did it on Facebook. We would get 100 leads a month, right? 10 of them might have been worth it. And by the time that we sold 4 of them, we were underwater, right? Because we had this whole goal of like, oh, we paid this guy $500. He's going to teach us how to accelerate our business, and we're going to be rich, right? The problem is even if that does happen, like you still have the labor side of the house to where you need good cleaners, or else you're going to do one of two things. You're not going to keep reoccurring clients, and you're also going to get a lot of bad reviews, which means that you're not going to get more leads. So my advice to everybody, having ran a cleaning business for 5 years, I would stay away from the coaching and scaling community. That's more for other service-based businesses where there's like nuances of like building trucks and training people, maybe like the plumbing businesses of the world. But you can run a very successful cleaning business, very simplified, honestly, by adding 10 clients a month, right? that should be your goal. You want 10 reoccurring clients. You're not going to get them by having 100 leads and scaling overnight, right? It just doesn't work that way. And I'm telling you that because I've burned my hand on that stove. I've paid people. We've probably paid $30,000 worth of coaching, and I probably say that like 500 of it was worth it. So stay away from the 10K coaches. If you have any questions, we're trying to put out as much information as possible on Lodem University, and we'll put a link at the bottom about that. So thanks for my TED Talk today. Talk to you guys soon.